every day it became so clear and getting clearer.
Let's get it on.
Everything said it was not possible. What are you talking about? So the lesson is,
it is possible.
It is possible.
It is possible. It is what it is.
Elegbete TV Radio, we dare to lead.
We have formulated a world-class team, mainly in Nigerians, and we have also a world-class team across in Europe to deliver this pioneering project. So what are we providing? Let's get to the crux of it. Live stream of your MPFL games for next season on your own OTT platform via your mobile devices.
Who's that? At the come house, so after this show, at the come house. So just wait for me. I'm coming. Tell the people in the kitchen to cook. I want to come and shop.
NPFL powered by
I'm coming with an entire crew. Who's that?
So we've instructed and engaged Pixelot.
Don't tell me you've gone to Milan.
In a Middle Eastern company.
Hi, I'm T. I called you yesterday. You showed up today.
They are the world's leading AI technology companies. First time in Africa to do this. First time in the world, as quite rightly pointed, to do this.
We clap too much in Nigeria.
It is really a watershed moment in Nigerian sport. And we are only the catalyst.
We clap too much in this stuff.
Get entertained. There's nothing like listening to Elegbete TV Radio. It's fun.
Bayern is a machine. And the machine is filled with oil, with revenue, with the commercial package. And you can see that FC Bayern just announced before their General Assembly that they've got more than 300,000 members. And you see every member pays 60, 80, 90 euro for an annual membership to get a possibility to buy a ticket. This ticket is not guaranteed, but the members in Germany, besides the funding of the players, the members in Germany also they pay a membership fee, and the more members you have, the more obviously commercial foundation and funding you have. And that's Bayern Munich is very smart in that, growing the membership. And FC Bayern Munich is also very smart in identifying their shareholders. So besides the registered club, they've put a they put a commercial entity called FC Bayern München AG, a shareholding company. But the shareholding company cannot be sold by 100% because 51% of this shareholding company is owned by the club, by FC Bayern München registered club. And then 49% of these shares are floating. And Bayern Munich sold 10%, I think, to Audi. Bayern Munich sold about 15% to Adidas. And they are shareholders of the company. So it's in the interest of Audi, it's in the interest of Adidas, it's in the interest of Allianz as insurance that FC Bayern is doing well. So when they enter the shareholding, when they become a shareholder, they obviously put funding into the team as well, which is sponsorships, and also the overall assembly. And then Bayern has just a mid and long-term plan. They constantly go out of their comfort zone. They constantly challenge themselves in the board of directors. They constantly challenge the coaches to keep the players hungry, to be satisfied with the 7th title, the 8th title, the 9th title in series. The hunger, the determination of FC Bayern is frightening. It's frightening the opponents. And the most frightening part of FC Bayern is the consistency. And FC Bayern has been consistency running like an oiled machine for many years. And that's what I think your conversation and our conversation is leading to. Yeah, the consistency of the results for Julian Nagelsmann. That has been the one question by the board of
Elegbete TV Radio, redefining broadcasting. Listen.
All right, guys, good morning and welcome to this Plus Buffet on Elegbete TV Radio. My name is Daffy Matthews. I'm going to love to come in the Elegbete on the spot. We don't have all the time in this world, so we're going to hit it straight up. It's 4 minutes past the hour of 9 a.m. in the morning, and immediately after this show, you're not going to have the Nigerian Players GPS show today. We're very, very sorry. We apologize ahead. Emmanuel Sebastian is here. It's not like he's not here, but we're on the road. We're going to the Gallows residence. It's been a while. We'll have a conversation with him, and you know that his contract have ended with Al-Ittihad. And so we want to know where else. Is he going to go into coaching now? Is he going to go get his coaching badge and begin to coach? Because some time ago, some kind of like 5 years ago, we had an interview and he told me he would like to become a coach after football. I don't know if that plan have changed. And most of the interview today will be done by that man that you're seeing. If you're on Instagram, Emmanuel Sebastian. That's the reason why we will not have the Nigerian Players GPS show. If you're seeing somebody on the background of your Instagram, that's our intent. What's your name again? Come to the microphone. Come. Sit down here. And put that microphone in your mouth. Give her one headphone, please. Don't know if she would have an headphone now. You have to disconnect that and then give her the red headphone. Yeah. Yes. Let's put everybody on the mic. She doesn't know football. I can bet my life. I can bet my life. You don't know anything about football. Hey. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good. What's your name again?
My name is Joy Bassi.
Please come close to the microphone. What's your name again?
Joy Bassi.
Okay, Joy Bassi. What school are you from?
ISM to Solomon University.
Calm down. This rapping, we don't do lapping. We don't do rapping here. Joy Bassi, please calm down. Natalia Bassi. What school are you from again?
ISMC.
What's ISMC?
It's a French school in Benin Republic.
Okay, you school in Benin Republic.
Yes.
First off, when you go back home today, give your mom a very big hug. So I'm one of those. To lose your father at a very early age and your mom still soldier on to give you the education, you might not know the importance now, but you will know in the future. So you're here to do your internship, right? This place is a crazy place, so I hope you're able to survive anyway. Well, for those of you who are not seeing what we're seeing on Instagram, I'm sorry, but I mean, those of you on YouTube, God bless you, stay with us. Emmanuel Sebastian is here with me, and you know how it is. My younger brother, every time I have him watching me, I kind of like have that a little bit of nervousness, It's hard, that it's hard. The most difficult people to impress are your family members. And this is like the guy that I share the same room with. So sometimes it's just a little bit difficult. Emmanuel Yorokiri is on the YouTube channel this morning. My cute younger brother, a very handsome guy. Father of four amazing kids. Three lovely.
All Emmanuels are handsome.
Shut up! So what's that? Only look like he got a man. Only Emmanuel are handsome. Become your man. And I know some Emmanuel that are not handsome. They'll come and be lying to yourself. But you're cute anyway. So let's accept that for a minute. Now, having said that, there's a whole lot to talk about today. Emmanuel Sebastian will be on top of that. But let me take you through the transfer gossip. We don't have all the time. This also we're going to really be on the rush. I wish I was George saying I would have said what a rush. It's a rush man show today. It's a rush hour that we're having on the show today. And you guys will bear with us. The way we will take this, both the news, the analysis, is going to be on the speed until we get to 10 o'clock. That is if we're able to do 10 o'clock, and then we'll start heading towards Lekki. Not because there's so much traffic. I don't know where we'll get there, but let's try our best. Paris Saint-Germain have made Tottenham Hotspur and England striker Harry Kane, 29, their top priority this summer after departure of 35-year-old Argentine forward Lionel Messi. Okay, so Harry Kane, you're going to go to a club that is packed full with ungrateful fans. I don't know if that's where you really want to go. Manchester United can't do any transfer right now because they've not sorted out the ownership issue. So anybody who wants to buy Harry Kane should do fast, because if the new guys take over, obviously they'll have enough money to do anything they want to do. England defender Kyle Walker, 33, is in talks over a contract extension at Manchester City despite interest of Bayern Munich. I said it the other day that this guy's just tried to use other club to bargain. I don't think he wants to go to Bayern Munich. Come on. When he was 27, he was at Tottenham Hotspur. He hadn't won a pin. Came to Manchester City. He's won 14 titles, if I'm not mistaken, and he's 33 years old. Come on. I mean, this is not brainer. What are you going to do at Bayern Munich? Manchester City's Portugal midfielder Bernardo Silva, 28, has received an offer to join Saudi Pro League. Wow, everybody's going to Saudi. You're not just going to move this studio, go Saudi Arabia soon. We need to go somewhere in the Saudi region. All this one that people are in England and the United States are asking us to come visit. I think Saudi Arabia is my next destination. That's why we need to go talk to the office so that we know the process. Saudi Pro League champions Al-Ittihad are preparing a £51 million offer for Tottenham's 30-year-old South Korean forward Son Heung-min. Okay. Yeah, we go again. This thing is getting up. When you have 20 billion to play with, you can do anything. West Ham England midfielder Declan Rice, 24. Is he going to Saudi Arabia? He's ready to agree personal terms and become an Arsenal player this month. That's hard. Look, Mikhailo Modric said, At the end of the day, he went to Chelsea. So let's wait till he signs. Tottenham are favourite to sign Leicester 26-year-old England midfielder James Maddison, who prefers a move to London over Newcastle. England forward Marcus Rashford, 25, is on the verge of signing a new long-term contract at Manchester United. There's no other club that wants you anyway, so you can stay there. Germany forward Kai Havertz has no intention of signing a new deal at Chelsea. The 24-year-old is a target for Arsenal. Arsenal have given Ghana midfielder Thomas Partey, 30, permission to explore transfer to Saudi Pro League. Please go. If your boyfriend Naga let him go, please. That's not the kind of player that will take Arsenal to the next level. Yeah, England goalkeeper Jordan Pickford, 29, is happy. 29 is happy at Everton and has not been approached by Manchester United until they approach him. Napoli hope to agree a contract extension with 24-year-old Nigeria. I'm fainting. Nigerian striker Victor Osimhen, but would consider selling him this summer. Okay, I like the B part of that talk. Liverpool want to sign Netherlands midfielder Ryan Gravenberch from Bayern Munich. He's 21 years of age this summer. Let's hope that happens because Liverpool are beginning to find sense. Their biggest problem was the midfield last time out, and they thought Trent Alexander-Arnold would be the solution. But remember, he still can't defend to save his life. So when they play against teams that will press them, how does he defend in that midfield? That place become porous, and you know that Virgil van Dijk cannot defend anymore since the ACL problem. So I don't know, for Liverpool fans, as a Liverpoolian here, we would ask him after now. Manchester City and German midfielder Ike Gundogan, 32, says he has been approached by Borussia Dortmund but does not want to return to the Bundesliga. Chelsea are considering whether to trigger a 35 million euros, 30 million pounds release clause on Villarreal contract for 21-year-old Senegal forward Nicholas Jackson. That's more money now. That's chicken feed. They should be able to do that. Bristol City will not rush into selling 19-year-old English midfielder Alex Scott, who is a 25 million rated target for Tottenham Hotspur. So they signed one from Nottingham Forest last time. No plan. Republic of Ireland defender Matt Doherty, 31, who is a free agent after being released by Atletico Madrid, has been linked with a move to the Saudi Pro League. Everybody's going Saudi now. If you're not going Saudi, then you're useless. The same people who use their mouths to condemn Saudi Arabia a few years ago are all going there to beg for money. See, this life, Emmanuel, work hard and get money. Forget anything where anybody wants to. For no reason, just get the money. Just let if you don't even have anything to do with the money, just get the money. Let the money be the rest in there. Poor man, have no friend. Brighton are considering a move for Chelsea's 23-year-old England midfielder Conor Gallagher. This is the one that everybody sees is a great player. See, yeah, club would look for him. Well, West Ham are set to miss out on Ayers 25-year-old Mexican midfielder Edson Alvarez, but will press ahead with a move for 27-year-old Fulham and Portugal midfielder João Paulinho here. That is if they get him. Galatasaray want to sign Wolves' 20-year-old Portuguese striker Fabio Silva, who spent last season on loan at Anderlecht and PSV Eindhoven. Finally, on the transfer gossip, Brentford are in talks to sign 18-year-old Dutch defender Rav van der Beek from PEC Zwolle. Let's hope that will work well. And when he moves, he settles in. Well, let me bring the man who takes the Tuesday train and run it very well. The man called Emmanuel Sebastian. Emmanuel, good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet Tuesday edition. How are you doing? Are you satisfied with Liverpool's transfer so far, or the people that are being linked to Liverpool? Are you satisfied?
No, I'm not satisfied. Good morning to you. Good morning to everyone who is tuned in on the radio today, and good morning to our lovely intern on the show today. And talking about Liverpool, it's been, just one signing so far, a bargain, Alexis McAllister. But if you ask me if I'm satisfied, definitely not, because we need more legs in that midfield positions. The players that have been linked, I think Klopp still feels he can still perform some miracles. Well, he's been doing it, linked to some little known players.
Do you think that Klopp have the magic, the Midas touch? Because some people think that he's not good enough. A certain Mr. Sugar, Mr. Sugar 1 says that, please, Mr. Matthew, how do you see Liverpool signing McAllister? Please analyze Liverpool a bit. So you just have to continue from there, because that's what we're talking about right now.
Just McAllister so far. Then we need more legs definitely in that midfield. The players that have been linked, Kefren Thuram, the son of the French legend Lilian Thuram, is a midfielder. He's got legs in him. He knows how to drive the ball forward. They need energy in that midfield, and these are players who can do that. There's another player. There's another player who has been linked. His name is Manu Kone. These are players that are little known. But Klopp feels. These are players the manager wants, and he feels he can build these players into the kind of midfielders he wants them to be. McAllister, yes, we saw him at the World Cup. We saw him at Brighton.
He's got nothing to prove to anybody.
Yeah, he's got nothing to prove anybody. So that's one of the key signings in that midfield position. But definitely more have been needed a lot of fans.
You're not playing the Champions League now, so you can't just.
There's Europa League. You need to. I think you should go out and win the Europa League next season because top four is going to be difficult.
If Sevilla is in the Europa League, you don't be going at to win it like that.
League. I hope they don't fall off.
They will fall off. So don't be saying they should go out and win the Europa League when you know the owners of the. Will you stop being disrespectful? What's wrong with you?
Well, I mean, it's just I want players that are proven. You see Arsenal.
How much are you contributing?
You see Arsenal. You see clubs going for the likes of Caicedo, Declan Rice. I know. I keep wondering. Is it that these clubs have more money than Liverpool?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Arsenal have more money than Liverpool. First off,
but this is not what you said a couple of seasons ago because the way Arsenal are spending now, it's just sad for a Liverpool fan to look at it and say these are players. I'm not trying to take something away from.
Somebody's asking a question. Lord Mayor say, Emmanuel Sebastian, how you cope for Liverpool depression last season? It was bad though. You see,
it was really bad.
He knows how to watch football. They like lose. This Emmanuel Sebastian, he was past me. Me, as I mean, take defeat and our business.
It was really bad, but thank God thank God for the last few games of the season where we picked up.
MPFS saved you. Forget all this thing when you did talk last few games of the season. When I enter top 4, MPFS distracted you. You say, thank God for the Super 6. Thank God for commentaries. You forgot about.
What's the name of that guy? Actually, that question.
Lord Mayor.
Lord Mayor. It was terrible. To be honest, it was really, really terrible. I just hope this coming season isn't like that. But I want to see us being linked to big names. But it's just sad that we don't have this money to go for the likes of all these players that are proven.
I want to ask a question. During the course of the season, somebody was comparing Conor Gallagher with a lot of Nigerian players. And I know that a lot of people think that, my standards are too high. Like, people say Alex Iwobi is a great player like me. My team, St-Germain, the team that I coached, Alex Iwobi not fit displace any of my midfielder. Alfred Cousin, Ochikomo, even the Ogbori, my midfield. His name is Arubi. Alex Iwobi cannot displace him. But let's even put him aside. How do you rate a player like Conor Gallagher? Because as far as the guy na Mugu now Ogbori player, but the way people just you say that these days people don't watch football. Football become that bad because when we rate some players,
his spell at Crystal Palace is still fresh in the minds of
which fresh?
I'm just looking at it from that angle because he had a decent spell at Crystal Palace.
So we're just going to forget last season.
It was terrible last season. You can look at it and say the whole Chelsea team, they're terrible last season, but he's not up there. Conor Gallagher. I mean, he's not up there. But
okay, good. I like the fact
I'll just have to put it that way.
I like the fact that you say it's not up there.
But for Liverpool, man, we need to attack the transfer window. I mean, it opened on Wednesday last week, a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
So they need to attack the window. But it's just sad. I just hope the magic will work with the likes of Thuram, these little known players that club is going for and all that, where the money reach, you understand? So I just hope it works out next season.
Finally, let me ask this question, and to everybody, both those of you watching on Instagram, those of you watching on YouTube. Would you like to see Cristiano Ronaldo come to Nigeria and most possibly Elegota TV spearheading the move to bring him just to come and visit, not to come and play? Is this something you will be interested in?
Of course. Who wouldn't be interested in that? I mean, if it's something that can work out. I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of traffic.
Okay, so these are the conditions that I'm going to use to work that out. Okay, I'm going to do the most audacious move in my life. First off, I know that all this move that Saudi Arabia is doing is to host the World Cup in 2030, right? And most likely Cristiano Ronaldo will be one of the ambassadors. If that happens, I promise you guys, Nigerians, Cristiano Ronaldo fans, I would put a team together that will bring Cristiano Ronaldo to Nigeria just for a visit, and we might just arrange a kickabout. Like, some people come and play football with him, some goalkeepers come and save his free kick and all that stuff. I think it's something that I'll do. I right now it just feels like there is nothing I can do. Have you ever been in that place where you start feeling like there is nothing you can't do?
I get that feeling. Yeah,
that's the feeling I'm having right now. Okay, let's hit the ground running. Let's do the show. But before we do the show, let's read some, because there's a whole lot of messages on YouTube and on Instagram, and it would be nice to ignore them. We can do the other parts of the show. Also, it all started with Yorokiri Emmanuel, my younger brother, amigo bros Brendo. Let's go there. Then Lord Mayor shows greetings, bros. Lord Mayor was throwing banter at Emmanuel. He said Emmanuel, the form first to come. Abi Yorokiri Emmanuel replied and said, Lord Mayor, they jealous me. And they were bantering and laughing. And then Mario said, Boss, you look fresh today. Glad to see that. Thank you very much. And then Lord Mayor says, Emmanuel, you be weary anyway. I greet you, boss. And then Lord Mayor went on to say, players full market, but transfer window just calm. Okay, Divine okay, say, boss, we want your take on each players, the coach, and perhaps areas of improvement the team needs. That would take like a 4-hour show, Divine. What do you have for each player? You know how many players in the team? You're okay, man. I say, the mayor of Lagos, I greet you openly. And then Lord Mayor say, boss, I beg you, what in Nigeria want? Why we debate whether we go extend Pesero contract? The man qualifies us for Nations Cup. He should be given support and opportunity to carry Nigeria through. You know, we are a self-destruct nation, so we go destroy our own work again. You're okay, man. I say, true, bros. Look at Emmanuel Sebastian. Okay, they argue about who fine, I who no fine. They say, good morning, bros. Can't listen on the app. Why? What's happening? I think you have to go to your update and then do update on the app. I think the app is working. Maybe Emmanuel should check if it's working. Check. Let me see if it's working. I don't know. I'm not listening on the app right now, but I think everything is supposed to be fine. It's working. If you can get to that, it's working. We just checked it now. It's working. So put it off. If it's not working on your end, either your internet is bad or something is happening, but it's working. We just checked up now. Okay, having said that, where did I stop? European man, I say it's official. Saudi Arabia is now a threat to European football. Not me, I say the power of Cristiano Ronaldo don't open way to everyone to go to Saudi Arabia. People were going there before Cristiano Ronaldo. Don't credit Cristiano Ronaldo for what he didn't do. European man, I say Havertz or what's it be name make he go. That's Kai Havertz that he's talking about. Some people get bad match. Jesus Christ. Some people just have bad match. Lord Mayor Emmanuel Sebastian, how you cope? Okay, I think I've read that one before. You okay, man? I say, bros, that's we cousin for UK Galaga na better Ogbori. Michael Obiajulu said the Saudi Arabia League want to dominate in the whole universe, and so many good players don't play for honors or award anymore. They only play for the money. What you want to play for before? What is award and honor without money? Football is not gonna be fun again. It go be fun. It go be fun. All this people I need to say watch Ali Profit in my figure. It go be fun. It go be fun. The football is about money. Not be money Europeans take scatter the other league. Other people want to do the same to Europeans do now you divest. When Silvio Berlusconi bought AC Milan in 1986 and use money confuse everybody. You don't forget. Let me say that guy and a small club player. Oludowale David says, good morning, and I go take good morning to you. Okay, man, this guy is on form today. He said, Van Dijk don't turn furrow your name. Man, it's your player. Just think about it, Jesus, furrow your name with the big head. Let me say, boss, do I now my idol be that idol worshippers? Well, no, I shall not worship any other God beside me. Not your Bible be and your name and Lord Mayor. Okay, my greatest football mentor. I to be your mentor. Oludowale David, he said, good morning, Elebete. What's your view in Kai Havertz joining Arsenal? And also, should we be investing in both Rice do or just I don't understand what you write or just one of them? God bless you. I don't know what you write, but I'm thinking maybe you're thinking Declan Rice and Casado. Maybe that's what you wanted to write. I think if Arsenal can get the two of them, good. But I don't think the way Arsenal does his business, I don't think Arsenal can get the two of them. Kai Havertz started like a rumor, but it's beginning to look like this rumor is going to be real. I think maybe eventually it will just become a body bag that will be on the bench. That's my opinion. I don't think it's going to come and displace.
What does he bring? I was surprised.
I don't think it's going to come and displace.
Madrid, that's not coming from him.
That's Morata. See, every season have one player that is like that. Morata is like that. So he doesn't bring anything, but they just have very good agents. Good agents who sit in the right places, who have control over media, who can bend. See, illusion is the ability to bend reality, right? So there's reality and then there's mind benders. If you have a good team, one of the experts at doing that is Mino Raiola. He's dead now. Yeah. But before Mino Raiola, there was a guy called Pinizavi, the Israeli agent of Yakuba Yegbeni. And then before that, there was a guy from Marcelo was his name. He's from South America. The guy who brought Carlos Tevez and Mascherano to England. And then before that too, there were a whole lot of other guys. You see, there are people in the agency or intermediary business who are very good at what they do, they can make ordinary average person become good. It was Pinijavi that made Avram Grant work with Chelsea and even made him the manager of Chelsea. They just can bend reality. They made Roman Abramovich believe that Avram Grant is better than Jose Mourinho. They fired Jose Mourinho and gave that bricklayer from Israel the chance. Well, he went to all the finals and lost anyway. So it's one of those things. So I think if you have a very good agent in football, it's not just about what you play, it's about the team you're surrounded with. If you surround yourself with a good team, I think Jay-Z and Kevin Hart put it well and said that Kevin Hart said that, look, I'm a comedian, but I don't think I'm as funny as people think I am, and I don't think I deserve to be in all the movies that I've been in. But one thing that I know is I have a team that when they get into the room, anything they say, the entire room is swallowing it, hook, sinker, and liner. When they say Kevin is the guy you should have in this movie for this movie to sell, and then it just works. So sometimes you need to have people sitting in the room. You know, I think they say that the people who sit in the room who speak about you when you're not there are a lot more important than the people who sit with you and laugh with you. Because when they sit with you and laugh with you, the conversation ends there. But when there are people who sit in a certain room, that's why the world is built around name. So if you are a religious person, the biggest name in Islam is Muhammad. You don't mess with the name because it's that powerful. So powerful that a guy called Muhammad Ali, you know, in the Hollywood Star Walk of Fame, all the stars are put on the floor. When they wanted to give Muhammad Ali his own star, Muhammad Ali said, I bear the name of the great Muhammad, right? And you can't put his name on the floor for people to step on. The rules, don't forget, is that they put that star on the floor so that people walk on it and see. Muhammad Ali have the only star in Hollywood that is high up on the wall. So everything is about name and brand and all that, because your brand is your shield, is your defender. But sometimes the people who carry the brand, you can have a brand that people are trampling on, but then you can have a brand that is so powerful. When the Christian religion also have a guy called Jesus, what does Christian say? That God has given him a name that is high above every other name, that the mention of that name Jesus every knee shall bow, right? That's the way it is when you have people who can go into a room and speak. It's just, you know, like life is as real as scripture. I'll go before you and make the crooked way straight. He's your agent, right? Yeah. The people who go before you and straighten the crooked ways are more important than the people who just sit with you like your disciple who eat and drink, and probably they are the ones that will backstab or betray you. They are the Brutus. It's the guys who go before you into those rooms. So I think people like Kayava, people like Morata, Fernando Torres back in the day when he was playing, those guys have people, Carlos Tevez, who can bend rules, who can make things happen without you knowing. Jim Papin back in the 80s and the early 90s, all those kind of people. So I think it's about the people that they have speaking for them much more than the ability that they bring to the table or that they have. So I'm not really, you know, I've got to pass the place where I sit where I am and I'm begrudging anybody. But anyhow, let's move on with some of the comments that are still coming in. Odino Remileko said, unless Arteta wants to play a different way next season, because 65 million for a bench warmer. You okay, remember, I say, now the money be the fun. No, I don't mind that guy when they say football not going to be fun. Your family never get problem before. If your family get problem when you need money to survive, you will not say money is. I don't understand what that guy talk say football not going to be fun will be because of too much money. You know, say if you get money for bank, if you go from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., you're not go hungry. True. But if you not get money for bank, 6:05. I don't tell you.
It's just annoying until you don't have money. Like
if you don't get money, you invest anyhow. You invest like Adama. You don't know anything. You just say you sit down and say no. Also, the guy will say good morning, bros. I come. I'll see you in a few hours. Man, let me do that. We collect traffic. Cannot bank on Lekki traffic at all. Baba J19, they say welcome back, bro. I missed this show. Thank you very much. We're serving the nation. We're doing national service. You know how they say that is the blood of patriots must you use to water the tree of liberty. Mr. Sugar, okay, I think I've read that one before. And then Steve Oko say good morning, boss. And the Cruz selling jersey and selling party and granite in a season will be too risky for the team, in my opinion. Well, Manchester City sold Gabriel Jesus as Zinchenko. They want the treble. They was allowed Jack Cancelo go. You not be risky anything. Those two people, they don't talk to Fetamuya. Let them go away. Mr. West say yes, so I don't know why he say yes, so. Mr. West want to say I would subscribe to watch him on your show. Okay, that's Cristiano Ronaldo. Mr. Vicky, he said, why not bring him today? I will fly in from Kenya. Where you see this guy, you get $2 million to put on the ground today. Come on, my friend. You're flying for Kenya. Flying, see Kenya, we see you fit trek, come back. Mr. Sugar, I want to say, look, now what for you? No, they ask this kind question. It's like asking if we go like eat hell of rice and chicken. I don't know what should be hell of rice. If I ever cook that rice. Saviki, he said, why not bring CR7? I will fly in from Kenya, where I am now, to come and see. Please play follow Kenya. People go and collect shillings for Kenya. Don't come and be disturbing me with your this thing there. But I will bring him if he become an ambassador of Saudi Arabia. That's the condition. Then the next one is Papa Jumar says that the audacious of maybe the audacity one of Saudi to be towing the Chinese part by throwing money on football that lead to where? That lead nowhere. Who tell you say lead nowhere? When I mean use one person failure to judge that people forget to say the whole European football now money they throw everywhere to get to where they did. So now be money turn Chelsea to better club. Chelsea not be failure before. Man City not be failure before. It's money. One and they talk. How these people they talk this thing? So then they talk like say they put $1 million for their bank account now they're not gonna celebrate. Yamiti, he said he plays for Chelsea is because of our calamity. English coaches, it should not be okay. Close to even our under 21. That's gonna I don't understand. I'm not a coach, but man, Chelsea is so bad now. Those are the kinds. Okay. Precious, say, bros, I'm learning so much from your show, not only sports. Okay, thank you very much. And Yomiti came back again of players playing in our team. So what do we expect? I can assure you, bros, if he stay at Chelsea, he will not smell the bench. I miss Roman Abramovich. I told you people that guy is a different guy. Richard and Mike say good morning, good morning to you. Baba J says this Cameroonian attacker for Bayern Munich, Choupo-Moting, his agent is just a good. That's another one because I don't think he's that good, but he always plays in big club. That's another player with a good agent. So Emmanuel, over to you. Let's see you run the ship from here.
All right, it's still the Sport Buffet, the special Tuesday edition. Of course, the biggest talking point is the Super Eagles.
Yeah.
You know, they got the job done. We've qualified for the next
last minute. You had last minute.
You know, if a draw will still keep us in the race. So it's not like
we didn't want to be in the race. We wanted to qualify.
But you know, we've qualified. It was another scare, even though we had challenges watching the game. You know, the game started 5 o'clock.
If I produce that game now, people for not talk. If my company produced that game like that, use one camera to show first half.
The coverage came up like 10-15 minutes into the first half, and you know the signal was going off and on. They kept on apologizing until it got stable and all that. But it was another scare. From 2 goals up, we surrendered a 2-0 lead. You know, not again. The 4-4 kept on coming to the mind of football fans and everyone. But at the end of the day, we got the needed result. We got the 3 points on a terrible synthetic pitch. I don't know if you saw that. You know, I think it's not just small that pitch still that was legacy for, you know, in terms of the synthetic and all that. You know, but they got the result.
Talking about that pitch, let me just cut you in here. And when I say these things, every time you take Baba see me, you won't fight me. But he's my big bros anyway. I've got mad respect for him. That I don't have respect for ex-footballers. I'm always attacking them. And again, I will go again very hard tackle on ex-footballers again. George Wayne, a big fool. Big idiot I be. Yes, he's the president. If I ever come Liberia, I'm not getting anything I want to do for Liberia. Liberia is not going to give me anything. George Wayne, I'm not going to come. But I will tell you, yeah, you be big idiots. And I'm going to say this clearly, including all the ex-international that are in their category. You see, the system my mom once said, my mom says, if you travel abroad, don't go and hang out around your fellow countrymen. Your job is to expand your network and associate with other people. George Weah was the Ballon d'Or winner in 1995. George Weah played for Paris Saint-Germain, played for Monaco, played for AC Milan, played for Chelsea, and, you know, he went to Qatar also. Now, George Weah cannot tell me that he did not make good relationship or friendship good enough to leverage on, that he could call them now that he is president. You don't even need IMF money, loan, or the rest, and say, guys, for all time's sake, come and build a state-of-the-art stadium in my country. Make it even like the Bayern Munich Alliance Arena, or probably Juventus Arena, or something like the Tottenham Sports Stadium, right? Come and build it for old time's sake. And then within the period that he's the president, he could organize this, we used to have this thing called Europe versus rest of the world, okay? Or Africa versus Europe friendly matches. That maybe once in a while, every season you have one of those games, special games there, that will bring on tourism attraction to the. If the president of Rwanda could put up enough funding that will put Visit Rwanda on the jersey of Arsenal and a few other clubs like Paris Saint-Germain and the rest of them, I don't understand what Judge Wade did in his playing days. And this is one of the reasons why I don't respect ex-Africa. That pitch is the worst football playing pitch I have seen in my entire life, including AC College and Primary School field or Maracana in Ajegule. That's the worst place to play football. So when I even saw people on social media blaming the Super Eagles players, like, you don't even understand what these players are dealing with on that pitch. Every time the ball bounces, you will see crumbs flying. That shouldn't even happen. The God that saved us is it to say sunshine. They play that match 2 o'clock, they will beat us. And then people will blame the coach, people will blame the players. But the things that the players have to deal with on that pitch is the most horrible one. Not like I'm excusing the players. I'm just saying that Judge Ware rose too high in football. First off, for the past God knows how many years, Liberia have not even been playing football at home. They finally had the chance to have a football pitch, and that is all they are able to do. If the whole stadium complex is not even good, the playing surface should be good. Judge Ware, you've been in Europe almost all your life. You were gallivanting with the Qatar people traveling because your son was playing for the US national team. Why you not bring your son make up play for that kind of pitch? You understand? So sometimes when I look at these ex-African footballers, they just reek of disgust. I just look at them and I feel they are repulsive as far as I'm concerned, because that's the worst thing that you can do. Football, this is your game. This is the game that brought you. You became a president on the back of football. At least you should lead by example. People should see. In short, Liberia should have the best pitch, and they say, okay, you know why they have best good stadium is because their president is a former footballer. I can agree that the economy in Liberia is not good. There's not much money, but there is something called leverage. You leverage on relationship, on friendship. I don't think that if Judge Wade walk up to Elon Musk and say, hey, hi, my name is George Opongwe, the president of Liberia, but beyond that, I'm the former World Footballer of the Year, African Footballer of the Year, European Footballer of the Year. They cannot strike a deal where Elon Musk can say, you know what, I want to invest $1 billion in your country. And, part of that investment is that I'm going to give you the state-of-the-art stadium. It doesn't cost that much to let those things happen. But the fools that we have, and people say they don't like what I'm saying, you don't have to. Don't come to my show if you're looking for like. Don't come. My show is different. My show is not the one that impress people.
Some hard truths there.
Like it's just sick. It's just sick. Like that's the best that Judge Opongwe can offer. And then people are like, oh, don't talk bad of Judge Ware. You be idiot. If nobody they tell you me, I'm telling you, you be big idiot. That's who you are. Finish.
Just to put it out there, they didn't qualify for
I don't go qualify.
And same group with South Africa, Morocco. Those are the two teams that made it out from that group. But let's look at the game now. Let's look at some few talking points from that game.
Yep.
From the goalkeeping position, we saw the debut of Adebayo Adele, the long-awaited debut for this.
You guys have been clamoring
for this young man, and they call him on and on look-alike. But you saw that game. You saw the 2 goals he conceded. Overall, how would you? I know it's too soon, but from the few you saw him in that game, how would you rate his debut for the season?
I think
is he good enough to fight for that number 1 spot? Because that's the position that is up for grabs now. Looking at the whole squad, I
think Adele gave me more hope than fears. Okay, so goalkeepers concede goals, and you look at like holistically. The first goal we considered was sloppiness in midfield. Leading to also flat-footedness of I think it was Kenneth Omero, and then he was at pace, and the guy just shot. He was in motion when he shot that ball. That kind of snapshot takes any goalkeeper unawares. If you save it, you're fantastic. But if he goes in, he goes in. I can't blame him for that, because he wasn't found wanting in his positioning. He wasn't found wanting in any area. So that's fantastic. Then the second goal, the first one was by Mustafa Bundu. Then the second one is by the number 7 player. You see that good, the dexterity, the tenacity of the player. battling his way through and shooting through the sea of legs. It was like Moses parting the Red Sea, or probably if you've seen the movie Odyssey, where he shot that arrow through the 9 or 10 holes, you understand that that's not something, again, you blame the goalkeeper. But let's highlight the things that he did. There were shaky moments where he made some command saves, where he wasn't panicking. The crosses coming into the box and beating all our players, headed in by the opposition players, could beat anybody. He covered it well. It was in the right place to save them. It was in the right place to gather those balls like a mother would gather a falling baby. I think that he put up an assured performance. But hey, it's Sierra Leone that we're playing. Yes, Sierra Leone have recently become a boogie team since like maybe the days of Kanawako up until now, since 1999, let's say that. But one of the things you must look at is the fact that, first off, in football, when an underdog plays against a big team, the underdog is always ready to go all out because the spotlight is on this game and they get seen, right? That's why, like in FA Cup, you will see Nottingham Forest will knock Arsenal out. And then sometimes some very funny teams will knock out the big teams. It's just normal in football. Having said that, I think that the goalkeeper have no blame for 90 minutes of his performance. Rather, it was a midfielder that went to sleep that caused the first goal. It was exceptional play by a player who would not give up. He never said that player. I can't even blame the defense. I can't blame Wilfred Ndidi for that. And I can't blame the defense. The shot came in and it went in. So it's one of those things where you don't blame the goalkeeper, but at the same time, you say to yourself, this is just one game. Let's see him over the course of a lot of games and see how it goes. But what makes goalkeeping defense, the department, good? I've been a coach, I've been a football player, and I'm going to tell you this. What is wrong with the Super Eagles is not because maybe Francis Uzor is not a good goalkeeper, or what's that one that that thinks he's the most handsome human being in this world? Maduka Okoye and whatever they are. The problem with the Super Eagles goalkeeping area is that there is no competition for shirts. When we used to have Wilfred Agbonibare, Peter Rufai, Aloy Agu, and then later we now have Ike Sheromu, Abiodun Baruwa, then Vincent Yama came in. There was always competition. And that competition means that everybody would have to sit up. But currently what we have is the one European player that comes from Europe is always going to be the one ahead of the rest of the pack. We need to get back again to where we're having real competition. And they don't necessarily have to be playing for the top clubs in Europe. But I don't want players who are playing in clubs that we used to hear, read in the Bible studies or Sunday school, where, Paul used to go on missionary journey to Mesopotamia, Cyprus, Laodicea, those places. We need to have players that are playing, even if you're playing in Bastia in France, even if you're playing in the championship in England, but you have to be the number one goalkeeper. You have to be super regular. I'd rather have you playing in the Dutch league because that's where Peter Rufai was playing, or in the Portuguese league, and you're super regular in your team than playing in Laodicea, Mesopotamia. And I'm thinking, are we going on a second missionary journey in the Bible again? So I think it's done well. But if you don't push it, even the best of the best, once there's no competition, complacency will set in. So if there is anything that I think the Super Eagles goalkeeping department need, it is a push. Again, in the defense, I don't think that's the best defense. When you look at that defense, you say to yourself, I always ask, where is the arrogance of Nigerians coming from when they say we have a team that can win the Nations Cup? Because every time people say this thing, I always say to myself, when I look at defense, me, I'm 45 years old with a terrible left leg. I'll dribble everybody in that defense, like confidently get through everybody in that defense. Semi Ajayi, too slow for my liking. What's it called? The fact that Kevin Akpoguma can play in the Super Eagles is shocking. Like the guy, he be like robot when they create for Globestar Yard. He's so stiff.
I was played up on the right back.
As soon as he came on, as he was coming in, I was like, oh, they're going to equalize now. And it was his department that ball came in from. I'm not blaming him, but I just think that the game we played in Abuja, I was in the stadium and I'm watching this guy. Me sitting next to Chikele Leonosa, another center-back who wasn't really fantastic in his day, but, when I look at Kevin Akpoguma, it now made Chikele Leonosa look like Paulo Maldini and Franco Baresi and then Blind and the rest of them. I think that certain players shouldn't be in the Super Eagles. Yeah, you can be fantastic with your club. We had that before. With what's it called? Richard Owubokiri was fantastic at his club, couldn't make it in the Super Eagles. Mike Ediri-Obiku was fantastic at Feyenoord, couldn't make it in the Super Eagles. It's not a big deal. Efani Koko was fantastic for Norwich and Wimbledon, couldn't cut it at the Super Eagles. It's not necessary that everybody will come very soon. Come on, some of these players. I'm not against them, but I don't think that they are ministry standard. They are not there. They are just say Pastor Chris Yakilova said that Nepius. These ones they are lily liver. They don't have the ability to defend the Super Eagles.
All right. Still on the Super Eagles, we have our first question from Chooks. said, please help me ask Elegbete that is Adele's height going to be a disadvantage for him? I mean, that's the question because he looks a bit
No,
short.
come back again with the question.
Is Adele's height a bit of a disadvantage for him? You know, goalkeepers are generally meant to be tall. I mean, you look at Sochima, you look at Ojo, you look at Noble for the Super Eagles. These guys, when you stand in front of them, you know, they have this presence, very tall and huge, but you can't say the same for Adele. But how do you think he can make up for that disadvantage?
I have worked with all sort of goalkeepers, so I've seen all shades. One of the most amazing goalkeepers that we've seen is Hoge or Jorge Campos, not a tall guy.
Yeah.
The tradition is to have tall goalkeepers, but tallness is not really what makes a goalkeeper. It's your agility, your athleticism, your ability to spring.
And I think Adele is.
And when you look at Adele, he's got it.
Yeah,
and then his footwork within the lines are fantastic. Some goalkeeper, Tarifai, for instance, put the ball on the left, he's dead and buried. Put the ball on the ground, he's dead and buried, right? But he's very tall. So where that height is a big advantage. If you don't have the agility, if you cannot, spring and put a lift, it might be a problem. Every goalkeeper will consider goal. I've not seen a goalkeeper that went through his career. Zidane went through his career, he didn't consider a yellow card or red card. He didn't enter offside position. No, he considered a red card. He didn't enter offside position. Something funny record that you hear that people have. I've never seen a goalkeeper that went through his career didn't consider goal. The goalkeeper doesn't exist. So he would consider his own fair share of goals. But I think that I'm not going to sit here and watch him and say his height is a disadvantage because he's got the movement, he's got the agility, and his services and his distribution are good. Because again, you have to look at the goalkeeper and say, can he contribute to my attack when I need one? Like Ederson does. When playing from the back becomes a problem and they say one man forward, he sets the attack straight up. Can he contribute? I did see enough because I was really watching him. I don't know him. I've not met him before. But I was really watching out for him to see. If I wasn't doing the Bayern project in Abuja and Niger and Nasarawa, I'm sure I would have been in the Super Eagles Cup. I mean, they're in my backyard here in Lagos. I didn't have to fly anywhere. I would have been there and seen him at close range and then maybe add. There's something I always look at when I get close to players. It's called the body language. Okay, when I look at him, I would have been able to tell you some more. I will see that in September definitely. But for now, I think he's good. I'm not going to use the word perfect. He's excellent yet, but he's good. Let's give him some time to settle in. I just think that people are too much in a hurry to criticize.
All right, just to put it out there, Adele was in goal. Some of you are asking for Zoho. Zoho was suspended for this game.
Yep.
So it was a chance on the plate for Adele to make his debut. I hope the likes of Soshima and Ujo would bring much needed competition in that goalkeeping position. Now let's go to the attack now. I mean, Osimhen, that's another talking point. Got a brace in that game. Shout out to Ujo Aribo. Got the assist for Osimhen's second goal. He's a guy who's not
played football since forever.
He's had a terrible season, at Southampton, but good to see him have fun with the Super Eagles and all that. But Osimhen, I mean, 17 goals now for the national team in 24 appearances, just 20 goals short of the record set by Yakini. That's 37. What more can you say about Victor Osimhen?
And he's played less number of games.
He keeps on scoring. I mean, just 20 goals to match that record. Do you think he can get that?
Does he have the potential, the ability to get that? Yes. It now comes down to the number of games that the Super Eagles will play. We missed out on going to the World Cup. He would have added, probably score 1 or 2 to that. We went to the Nations Cup. He wasn't there. Osimhen's not been lucky, but I would photocopy his career.
He would be this time.
I think he's not been lucky. The last Nations Cup he attended was 2019. After that, and when he went there, he played only one game, like a few minutes. When we finished the second team. Other than that, he's not really had his mark, the Nations Cup. He's also not had a World Cup. You would be wondering, like a player of his stature should have attended the World Cup. So it's a race against time. Now they've qualified for the Nations Cup. Let's pray that no injury stops him from this one again. Next year in Cote d'Ivoire, hopefully we will be going there. I'm not sure I want to go and struggle to speak French language again. So I don't have plans to go. I don't have plans to go to Cote d'Ivoire.
You have Duolingo.
Duolingo father. Go and eat couscous. Did you eat couscous?
Man, it was terrible in Cameroon.
See, my experience in Cameroon, it's not going to be on my book if I write my book. They are, damn. Let's not talk about that. So I don't want to go to Cote d'Ivoire. I'm not even thinking I want to spend money.
But
Rather,
I think for me, on the long run, I'll have to learn a bit of French because of all this
yeah,
African tournaments.
my kids, my kids speak French, and Rookie was telling me, Daddy, I'll go with you and I interpret for you. I said, focus on your education, okay? Focus on your education. I don't want to have a situation whereby I have to deal with all of that. Having said that, though, Victor Osimhen would he score 20 more goals? Now he's got a record of 1.5 goals per game. Yeah. If he would play,
because Sao Tome
40 more goals, 40 more games in his career. He's played only 24 games. If he would do 100 games like them, Ahmed Musa, obviously he would do 50 goals plus.
Mm-hmm.
He would do 50 goals. Would he break Rashidi Yakini's record? That one is not even a conversation anymore. 20 goals, that's a no-brainer. He would definitely do that, but we need to play a lot of games. We need to be involved in major competitions, and he needs to keep going. The truth of the matter is Victor Osimhen is a very young boy. I remember when I was telling you that what people don't like about his game like 3-4 seasons ago, those parts of his game will phase out. People thought I was joking. And I used to tell people that he listens because I know we talk. I talk to him all the time. Like, Victor, you need to do this about your game. You need to do that about your game. And people think, oh, you see a lot have evolved. You even attest to it. A lot has evolved in his game. I think there is still some part of his game that he needs to change. If you notice this game on Sunday, he wasn't even shouting at anybody.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't complaining. He wasn't shouting. He just had to go do his business and go. The last time out, there's a whole lot of pressure on the shoulder of the young man. He wants to win the league. He wants to win something. Apart from under 17, he's really not won anything. So there is no substance to his game. And then this is a guy that most people wrote off. So he wanted to prove a point. Now he's done that. He's the top goal scorer in the qualifier. He's the top goal scorer in the Italian Serie A. He's won the league title. I think there's a little bit of peace to his game and says, you know what? I really don't have any point to prove to anybody. Anything that I want to talk now, more than the talk. I'm the first Nigerian to win the Italian Serie A. I'm the first African to go become top goal scorer in the Italian Serie A. Whatever you think right now, if they're mentioning top goal scorers in Italy, I'm the guy. And this is a league that people like Samuel Eto'o, Obafe Martins, Giorgio Pongwe are playing in. So if you talk about number one African in Italian Serie A, he's the guy. And who knows where he's going to go next? Probably go to Spain again and become the record goal scorer. So if it comes to goal scoring, he knows how to put the ball in the old onion bag. So let's just sit and watch. To break that record, we need to play a lot of games. We need to qualify for a lot of tournaments. Fix our defense, fix our midfield. I don't think we have a problem with attack. We still have a Gift Urban that have not come into the team.
Yeah.
We still have people like Siri Desas that would resurrect his career, maybe find a better club where he can play consistently and score a lot of goals. There's Boniface that is on the fringes. And then there is Terry Murphy. So we've got players up front. It's just that Nigeria doesn't have the midfield and the defense that that combines well to put you in a place where you can say we'll win the Nations Cup or we'll go to the semifinals of the next World Cup, which is a bigger World Cup anyway in Canada, Mexico, and the USA. But for Victor Osimhen, I think that 50 goals is the target that I've set for him in his career as a minimum. Like, okay,
for the national team.
For the national team. When he does 50, we'll go. But for Rashidi Yakini's record, he's coming to take it.
All right, talking about the latest on his future, Napoli president came out to say that we have an agreement in principle with Victor Osimhen to extend his contract for 2 more years in case an exorbitant bid came.
Why the word exorbitant?
Big money that they can't reject. Maybe £150 million and all that. Then they will make the best decision.
Osimhen should not extend. But then again, the gamble to that is
they've got a new manager already, Garcia. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I know they've got a new manager, and all of that does really put me in a very tight place as well. I don't know how Rudy Garcia is going to play. I don't know what he's going to decide to do. These European coaches are very, very funny. They might come and tell you that, oh, Victor Osimhen, I don't think you can do that. When you become the top goal scorer, nobody can come and change your position. Osimhen should have a say on where he wants to play. But he might decide, okay, I want to accommodate Simeone in the middle. Osimhen, you can run. I want to shut you wide. And then Osimhen goes and scores 5 goals in the season. It's a one-season wonder. It's a mistake. It's a fluke. That can happen. But let's see what happens. I really don't want him to stay at Napoli. I think quite a few players will leave by the end of the transfer window. Quite a few players will leave. The team will not be the same again. But that's how we said when Koulibaly left and Mariam Sik left and a few other players left. And we said, oh, this team is dead. Labotka, Anguissa, me, all these guys are new players. They might not settle in well. They want to win the league title. So We don't know, but the fact that he scored 5 goals in the Champions League, scored 26 goals in the league, if that's not enough to convince anybody to come, and he didn't play against some Lilliputans in the Champions League, then I didn't play against some Lilliputans in the league, he scored against Juventus, scored against some major teams. I don't think that he's got any point to prove anymore. If that doesn't convince anybody to come, I'm going to worry about the kind of agents that he's got. But I know that when you play under Aurelio De Laurentiis, there's always going to be big money before you move. So let's look at the people that are coming for him and see how much they're willing to put on the table. We've got 5 more minutes to go.
All right, let's wrap up with this big talking point. Is about this. Let's switch genders now from the Super Eagles to the Super Falcons. The World Cup is around the corner. The coach Randy Waldom has released the 23-man squad for the World. I mean, teams are releasing their squad now. England, I saw one for England, I saw one for Germany. But for the Super Falcons, 23, and the big talking point was the exclusion of Ngozi Okobi. It got the whole world talking and all that. And she came out. She started posting some cryptic messages on her Twitter, Instagram. You know, when the list was released, the first post she made was, "In all, give thanks." Then she came out to say, "The more tag notifications I get on my phone, the more I keep crying. What a show of love. I know I'm always underrated by the people I work with. I never knew my fans, family, and loved ones still believe in me. It's broken to be left out, but what can I do? Nothing." Now, she's visibly hot. I mean, I saw her on an Instagram live, on Instagram, where she was talking about the whole thing. She came out to say that the manager told her in her face that she's not his kind of player. And this was what she said. I mean, these things happen. We see managers, go straight at players that I don't like you, I can't use you and all that.
Yeah.
It happens. On that live, Azizat appeared on that live, and Azizat wasn't happy that she was on a live. She could have waited a bit, not to implicate her, because she might say something that might implicate her more on that live. Then Azizat came and she was angry that she should be taken out of the live and all that. But do you think she's handling it well? Talking about Ngozi Okobi, she's good, no doubt. She's talented, but not everybody is going to make the World Cup squad. There's always going to be that player that will be left out. So do you think she's
I'm going to share an experience here, and it's relative.
And, I feel for her though. You could see that she's emotionally down. Like it hurts to miss. People were joking. People were joking. People were joking that it's the money. I saw something from FIFA that they're going to pay. I can't remember the exact figure now. And they're going to pay some particular players in the World Cup some amount of money and all that. So people were joking and saying that the money make her cry. It's kind of joke and all that. But what do you make of the whole situation? Because you
want to put it on your CV. You want to put it on your CV that you've been to XYZ amount of World Cup.
Yeah.
When some things you do. Balotelli came on Victor Osimhen's live when they won the title and said, "You don't know what you've done now. 10 years time, you would understand." Yeah. And this type of moment there's something called Life and Times now that we introduce at least, and there is something called the likeness and kindness of the person when they try to do your biopic, and there are very few people that you can select to do that. Jordan made more money off basketball than when he was playing basketball. So I think that the pain of what could have been is very strong. But you see, life has taught me that when they hit you, I don't react immediately, because you will say things that you will definitely regret. I remember in 2017 when I got fired, everybody, including the people that fired me, expected, because they know me as a very volatile person. Mm-hmm. And my younger brother is here on this life, and he will tell you this very, very well about me. One of the things that everybody in my household fear is my temper. Like, I've slapped people and their teeth fall off. I've done some terrible things. People who know me in Lagos don't even know. I always tell my wife that you don't know the man you marry. You just wake up and agree to marry a guy who saw you within 2 hours, ask you to marry him, and you married him. I could be a serial killer and you don't know, right? But you see, the thing is, as you grow older, you start learning how to handle the darts and the arrows that people throw at you. When Okobi was making the team, a certain Desire Paranozi was being used as a moppy stick, was being thrown out and not being put in the team. And I remember saying to someone that this one that Desire Paranozi is coming back to the squad, and everybody have accepted that she's a good player and we're missing her. Somebody very important is going to drop. It's what it is. It's the Machiavellian principle. One kingdom has to fall for another to rise. And if you play football and you don't understand that every time you get picked, that's why I get angry with players who sit on the bench and they are complaining like what Jack Cancelo did. Because, hey, guy, when you were playing regularly, somebody was sitting on the bench. And that person also signed a contract to play. He signed a contract to sit on the bench. So when they pick you, they've dropped somebody. The time they will drop you, they would also pick somebody else. Wish them well. Because when they picked you last time out for the Nations Cup or the last World Cup and they drop someone, the person wished you well. I don't think it is right to go to social media, to go to live and start lamenting and be saying, oh, this one down. Yeah, it's okay to appreciate your fans, which is good. You carry them along. The numbers. We live in a metaverse where the numbers is the whole thing. If you can't raise number, we couldn't do interview with Sadio Mane even with a very valid contract with Bayern Munich because I didn't have 1 million subscribers on my channel. So numbers is the order of the day, but how you use it is very, very important. Now, in this case, I think that she's acting a lot childish, and this is my reason. In football, you are not entitled to anything. Nothing is given. Mesut Ozil was the king of Arsenal at one point.
Ability-wise, do you think she should have been in the squad?
It's not about ability. That's the mistake that people make. Everybody who is called have ability. It means that everybody who they invited. Is anybody in the team who don't have ability and they just invited? You think they will invite 15 people with ability and then they invite 15 of glory? No, that's not how they do it. They invited everybody with equal ability to go to the World Cup. And then the coach have the ominous task of picking 23 out of a possible 50, a pool of 50. That's what they have. It's going to happen with the Super Eagles when we're going to the Nations Cup. Some people, the coach, sometimes coaches are praying, hey, God, make people injure so that I'll drop them because of injury. And let it not be my key players anyway, but let some players that if I drop them, now people will complain. You see, the thing, we live in an era where everybody have opinion. When Stephen Keshi went to the World Cup in 2014, he dropped Brand Day, dropped Sandumba, dropped some players, and picked the guys that he wanted to. He still went to the almighty round of 16 that Clement Vesterhoff and some other people have taken us to. The world did not come to an end, but some people were dropped, and they still not. Even Keshi have gone to the grave. You don't run to Odroja is dead and gone to his grave. Gone to his grave. They still never forgive until today. So it is one of those things that you will sit back and tell yourself, hey, this thing happened. Aneka was dropped for one of the worst football striker ever. At a time where Aneka was the hottest striker in 1998. Well, Ahmed Jaki may be wrong, but they ended up winning the World Cup. That's the most important thing. You know how they say the end justifies the means? What if this team goes on to surpass the semi-finals or quarterfinals that we've been to at the World Cup before? Are you still going to be talking about Okobi? I don't think Okobi should be angry because when she was being picked in other tournaments, some other players who also have talent and potentials and ability were being dropped. Okay, so, and then this team have really not robbed themselves in great glory. We're used to them winning tournament. Last tournament, they came third or fourth or so. So if the coach decides to check the team around a little bit, you're not going to blame him. And if you're the victim, I'm sorry, but the media will have their say, the fans will have their say, the coach will have his way, and he's having his way right now. Am I going to, because of that, blame the coach? No, I'm not really a fan of Randy Wardrum, but I've been a coach before. I've been a player. I've been dropped. I've dropped. I sacked my own. This Emmanuel that is here, I sacked him from my team. A guy called Tokwe Akimoyo, one of the most talented players that I ever coached. I dropped him because of attitude. And then I went to Globestar again as in management, and I signed him. And then I took him to Lagos to come play for 1 hour. Sometimes you would have another chance. It's not a big deal. Serge Gnabry was dropped from Arsenal. He went on to win Champions League at Bayern Munich. What's it called? They caught Eberechi as a lose at Arsenal. Look at him today. He's playing for the English national team. These things happen. If you as a football person don't know that these things happen in the game, then you have no business being in the game. I'm not going to come here and blame the coach. He's got a very, very tough task. You have 50 players and you need to pick 23. You think you're not going to hurt one person's emotion?
Psychological now for Kobe, how would you say she should handle it? I think when the manager tells you in your face that you're not my kind of player. I don't. What do you think she?
I don't know if Okobi is living in a real world or is living in a utopian world that doesn't exist. Every player get told that you're not good enough. You're not the kind of player that I want. It's a normal thing, even in youth football, street football. Coaches will call you, your father, you know how you play ball. I know, I never want to see you. Go and join mechanic. You can never make it. It's part of the ingredients of football. And then if you're not going to accept it, you know, one of the things that I don't like is I want to be a good chef, but I don't like heat. I don't like pot burning my hand. You can't cook. Yeah. Food must burn you. That kutu where they come for stew, it go burn you. Sometimes it go drop on your eye. So if you don't like it, you don't like the heat, get out of the kitchen. Okay, so I don't don't think that that's even something that should come out. If the coach tells you that, take it. Yesterday I posted something. I said, setbacks sometimes are needed. Nobody learn anything from victory. When you win, you know that game, if we had drawn that game 2-2, or probably we ended up losing 3-2, people would have come here to analyze all the tactical misnomer. But because we came to win, somebody wrote that, oh, that's character. The team showed character. But we've not learned anything from defeat, from victory. So people don't learn anything from victory. When you lose, that's when I really want to see your character. When they drop you, when you're not picked in the team, I want to see whether you are for the team or you are the kind of person that when they drop you, you'll be willing to destroy the team. That's why, for me, I don't like Jack Cancelo anymore. I used to love him. He's one of my favorite players. But you were playing regularly. You're the most capped player the previous season. And then this season, they're giving Rico Lewis, and then you're angry. Well, you know, a young player before that was given a chance, and you became this guy that you are. So it's a long road, but as far as I'm concerned, whatever you want to say, we've seen better than Okobi play for the Falcons before, and we've seen them dropped and recall back. Desire apparently was excommunicated, was declared personal non grata for God knows how long. Yeah. She's come back. Let's not say anytime they drop some so-called exquisite players, exotic players, they go and throw tantrum. I don't think that I want to take tantrum. Again, I'm going to say this, and I'm still going to say it forever. Coaching is not a democracy. It's an authoritarian territory. It's not negotiable. We don't debate. Did you see that video of Vincent Kompany in the dressing room?
Yeah.
Does Vincent Kompany come across to you like the person that will talk to players like that? That thing is not acting.
Yeah.
That's the real dressing room. Forget all this nonsense that Amazon is showing you. All those ones are scripted. We are doing production now. We know when we script it. All those ones, you see that Vincent Kompany? That's everyday dressing. That's just coaches tell you use the F word like it's a cloth. That's what they say. If you use it in the media, you apologize. The F word. That's why if you notice every time they interview players, they always use the F word because it's the normal thing that they speak in the dressing room. So when they come in and say, yeah, I'm sorry you say that. No. So these things happen on a regular basis. Coaches owe no players any allegiance. This thing about coaching started from the Bible. Do you hear when God said, if you don't praise me, I will raise stone? And it seems like I'm using too much Bible. That's the template that coaches use. Oga, if you not play, I will go bring player from a reserve team. They go play and we go win. It's not a big deal. So if they pick you, it's not a right, it's a privilege. Do you understand that as awesomely talented as Dani Alves, he never played in the Copa America? Are you aware of that? Dani Alves, the player with the most trophy in football history, never played in the Copa America. And in his career time, Brazil played in 8 Copa America. He never played in 1. Did you see him train tantrum? I can call a lot of players like that. Giovanni Eber came into the studio, this studio that I was sitting on. Did he not tell you what Wanderlei Luxembourg told him? He said the coach told him that, look, you're scoring goals in Bayern, in Germany, doing fantastically well. But unfortunately, you didn't play local football in Brazil. You left too early when you were 16. So we can't even play you. We can't play you. Because if we do, they might burn down the stadium. That was the reason. So it doesn't matter whether I was scoring goals. And coaches, Amokachi Joe Roy told him that I don't like him because you're black. Ask Amokachi. Joe Roy, the coach of Everton, told him that Amokachi became the best substitution he never made. Substituted himself into a game against Tottenham Hotspur, and they won that game. I went out to win the FA Cup against Manchester United in finals in 1995. So these things happen to come and try to blackmail the coach and say the coach said, I don't like you. That's a regular talk. Have you not read Sodolise's book?
Yeah.
Sama and the coach in Belgium. Did you not hear the things that they told him?
I mean, it's how it happens.
Why are we here? Why are we here putting up drama that is not needed?
I think people are attaching emotions to it.
Coaches are not babysitters. It's Okobia, so what?
Let's like what Chooks is saying now. He said, but nobody does what she does better in that midfield.
Then the team will adapt. The team will adapt. The team will adapt to something else. I remember when Arsene Wenger brought in Alexander Song, people said he was useless. When not even Alexander Song, Toure, they said he's a butcher. The team he played for went on to do the season unbeaten. So coaches adjust him to suit what they want. The same Granit Xhaka that other coaches couldn't use well is the one that Arteta turned into a Frank Lampard 2.0. So what are we really arguing about here? Is it not up to me to do my tactics the way I want? I used to have a guy called what's his name now? Jesus Christ, Ebale Good. Effort Ibale. Okay, but we'll call it good. And it was the best defensive midfielder that was in my team. But he lived in an area, he lived in an area where their head did spark. And then he wasn't listening. And then there's this friend that normally come to watch us in training. His name is Arubi. Arubi is the worst footballer you've ever seen. Okay, you practically do that thing that Jose Mourinho says, is Arubi's body, but it's my brain that was working. I had to hold a remote control to be remoting it on the field of play. But you need to prove to Ibale good. Ibale was the best player who could give you a deep line midfielder who can give you a pass anywhere. But he's got an attitude problem. You can't correct him. He's the kind of guy that will shout on you on the field of play. And I didn't want that because he will influence the rest of the team. I had to take him off and bring this guy who used to just come and watch the team and tell him that you will play. He became a super regular in the team. You now have to adapt your team in such a way that there will be no pressure on him. He was playing in my defensive midfield. I used to have two pivots in my team. You know what I did? I brought in Alfred Cousin and I brought in Mwakweru. Now what I now did was in center back, I put one guy called Joseph America, who's a butcher, who's like Emeka Ezogu, who will kill you. And then I brought in one of the most intelligent player, Charles Amaiku, who I made my captain because he was a good leader. What he does is he could go into the defensive midfield and stop the move before he gets into the defense, and he could also stop at the back. Then those two guys up front, Oshika Makbar and Alfred Cousin, could hold on to the ball for 2 years. Nobody can knock them off the ball. Two players who are low center gravity. The most important thing is the coach would always adapt his team based on the players that they've got. So all those people who say this player does not bring what to do. Barcelona just won a league title without Messi on the strength of not conceding goals, not scoring plenty goals, or not conceding. Fabio Capello coached a team, an AC Milan team that scored only 36 goals in a season. They won the league. Can you beat that? 36 goals in a season and they won the league. So all this talk of what you they bring come, nobody they bring up. And right, got injured, and people say Arsene Wenger is dead. Aneka came from the bed. Arsenal won the double, 96-97 season.
All right, for those of you
97-98 season, sorry.
I mean, we're not talking down on Okobi. She's
no, I'm not.
She does. I'm just trying to make it clear so that people understand the conversation here. So we love Okobi. She's going to get her chance next time. But, I mean, there's still hope. I mean, we are not praying for players to get injured, but one player might just get injured.
That's why you shouldn't dirty the water now. If you have retired, if she has retired and she's doing a podcast on all this, it's fine. You're flashing back. But right now, you still have a chance to make it to the team while you're dirtying the water. What's the use?
All right, we'll wrap up the show with the full squad, the full 23-man squad that will go into the World Cup for the Super Falcons. In goal, there's Chiamaka Nadozie of Paris FC, there's Tochuku Olohi, and there's Iwande Balogun for the defenders. And Ome Ebi, I think there's going to be a fifth World Cup. Sixth World Cup, if I'm not mistaken there. There's Osinachi Ohale, there's Gloria Bona, Ashley Prompter, Rafiat Imoran, Michelle Alozie, and Oluwatoyin Deme. In the midfield positions, we have Alimatu Ayinde, Rashidat Ajibade, Tony Payne. I think that's the only Payne sister that will go to the World Cup. Christy Uche.
Nobody is talking about the one that is dropped.
There's Christy Uche, there's Deborah Abiodun, and there's Jennifer Chiejini. Then in the fourth position, I mean, this is where it's all, where the stars are. Yabuche Nakanu, Gift Monday, Ifoma Onumonu, Azizat Oshola, Desire Opanoze, Francesca Odega, and Esther Okoroko. So those are the 23 players.
There's money gift as well?
Yeah, there's money gift there.
So, I mean, we've come to the end of the show. We've got to hit the road now. We've overshoot. We promised to do a shorter show. We've not done a longer show. But thank you very much, everybody, for joining. If you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do well to subscribe. Thank you for being on Instagram, being on YouTube. A lot of people have said some comments on the YouTube channel and on Instagram, but we got to go. We've got Judo Diagalo waiting for us, and we can't keep him waiting for too long. He's started sending message already, so we need to start hitting the road. Thank you very much. And for our new intern, Basi, how are you? Thank you for joining us this morning. We'll continue to do what we know how to do best, and hopefully our work.
Watch football in YouTube.
No, I'll try and watch football.
You say what?
I'll watch football.
Okay.
If
If you stay around us, you will definitely love football. And don't forget to support the MPFL. It's very, very important that what we do, no matter how we do it, would definitely impact on the league. And I'm hoping that next season we can do better than what we've done this season, because I'm busy here tearing Jojo apart. Somebody's going to question me one day. But I know that I've contributed my beats. At least in Nigerian football history will not forget me on that award. But I think I have a chance to do more. My name is Idafi Mathias. You love to come in the Lego One Sports. It's been a very wonderful one with Emmanuel Sebastian this morning. Let's do this again tomorrow. Bye-bye. What a rush, really. The show is so fast paced today. We even